thank you very much for joining us on Pitchside. I really appreciate all the love and support that you keep sharing. Hey man, really humbled. Now, Pitchside does continue with its exclusive series, and as you can see, we are at the Mandela National Stadium, the iconic Mandela National Stadium. I have to say that for a very long time, for time immemorial, the Uganda Cranes have played their games here at Nambole, at least most of their games, and some of the players have a lot of history in this place. This stadium holds a lot of memories for Uganda Cranes players, most of which when they are here they can certainly relate. We here on Pitchside are glad to introduce one of the best left backs Uganda Cranes has produced, in the names of Godfrey Walusimbi. Godfrey Walusimbi, call him Jajawalu, is live here on Pitchside, and we're happy to have you, Godfrey. You rarely actually, do interviews, and we, first of all, here on Pitchside would like to appreciate you, dropping by, sparing time to drop by. So very many people who have known you for a long time actually say Godfrey Walusimbi is a very complicated person and a very big-headed person. How true is that, Godfrey?
I think it's not true. You are not the right person to ask whatever, as in me to ask that question.
Yes.
How big-headed I am, but someone confirming that I'm a big-headed person is the one who is supposed to come to me and confess that why are you big-headed? Because for me, I know I'm not big-headed.
Let's begin from way back, Godfrey Walusimbi. What did you want to become from a very young age?
As you know, when we are kids, everyone has something or thinks about something him to become or her to become.
Yes.
When he grows up.
Yeah.
Me, as I grew up, I wanted to become a businessman.
Yes.
But when time went on, you cannot determine your future or your destination. Yeah. As we grow up. Yeah. I wanted to become a businessman just because it came by a result of thinking maybe businessmen, they be with a lot of money,
Yeah.
So I was like, let me become a businessman when I grow up, after education.
Like you've highlighted that when you're at a very young age, you wanted to become a businessman, but then as you had that dream, you had to go to school, Godfrey Walusimbi. Run us through your education background, sir.
Yeah, I started my primary school at St. Chisto Primary School.
Yes.
I was there from P1 to P7.
Yeah.
Then after that, I had to join high school.
Yeah.
Still, I joined high school from our village there. It is called Impigi Mixed. It's where I started in senior 1.
Yes.
But unfortunately, I was just there for one term.
Yes.
So after one term, then by then I'd joined whatever Villa, Jogo,
Yes.
the
underage
team.
Yeah.
So they were like, they are getting scholarships for those ones who are going to school.
Yes.
So I was like, even me, I need one if there is.
Yeah.
So I had to be taken to Mazolid.
Yes.
For scholarship. It's where I went from senior 1,
yes.
second term,
yes.
to senior 2, second term.
Yes.
So after then, Mr. Lawrence Mulindwa. By then, maybe him too, he was starting sports at his school, St. Mary's, the current St. Mary's team. Yeah. So maybe he requested some boys from Villa. Yeah. So they had to shift us from Mazolidi to Chitendi. Some of those boys, they were taken to Kasao.
Yes.
Yeah, just like 6 of them, we went to Chitende. Then others were taken to Kasao. Okay. So at Chitende, I was there from senior 2, second term, up to senior 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
You seem to love football from a very young age. When did you realize this is something I can take serious? And how did mom and dad support you, when you decided to take football?
When we were still young, we used to play for fun.
Yes.
And we didn't know how far you can go when you take the game serious.
Yes.
But I should say that it became serious on my side, and realizing that maybe I can earn something.
Yes.
When I got a scholarship.
Yes.
Using my talent.
Yes,
to pay for my school fees.
Yeah,
so I was like, maybe after this scholarship, maybe I've finished school. Yeah. Maybe I can be paid to play this game and earn from it. Yeah, and earn from it and yes. do something, or maybe earn a living. Yes. So I started maybe being serious.
All right. How supportive were your parents when you were playing football?
too, my dad wasn't that supportive as in at first. He was not so much into it that you should go play football, what. Him too, he wanted me to study, do education. Whenever he could come home and find me, maybe, where's this guy? He has gone to the home. By the way, all of us at home, because we have 3 boys, most of us, we love soccer.
Yes.
So whenever he could come back, maybe it's just from work, and he finds when we are not at home, maybe we've come from school, instead of organizing ourselves, maybe do some whatever housework for mom or what, we could go straight to the pitch. So he was always fuming for that. Why are you going? You should not go, you should only play football on Saturday and Sunday. So those are the days he had given us to play soccer. So yes, him too, he was not supporting me to play football back then. He wanted me to study. Maybe he was planning for me to earn from education. Yes. But anyway, you cannot determine your future. Yeah. Before then, when I was still at school, yes, there is a certain academy in Mpigi. Yes. It was called Mpigi United. It's where I started my football. So there is a coach, my coach, I call him Fundamental. My fundamental coach is the one who made me, Then, so he had to request for us a friendly match with Villa. But then it was maybe under 16. Though for us we were young, but it had to be under 16 because some of us were young, but we had some old boys. Yes. Yeah, so it was generally under 16, though we too were inclusive. So we had to get a friendly game. Those guys, the Villa guys, they had to come to Mpigi. Yes. So we had a friendly game. I can't recall how that game ended, but I think we played well. So we had to play return leg here in Nambole. Yes. I remember when we came here, we were given, I think, like 5, but still they picked. Coaching Kata picked like 5 guys. Yes. I was inclusive. We joined somewhere, but life goes on. Others can succeed, others can't. Me, I wasn't a left back. Yes. I was a midfielder, come striker. When I joined Villa, I had to be taken back, meaning those guys were talented by then. Those of Urube, yes, Mopenzi, yes, there are some other guys, I don't know where they went. Yeah. Nowhere I could play. Yeah. So I was taken. Coaching Kata is the one who told me, you should play left back. Yes. So I started playing left back. There is a game we had here. It was Villa was playing El Melik. It was, I think, Champions League. So we had to play a curtain lizer, yes, before them. So that was my first game for Villa, under 14. I played as a left back. Since then, I became a left back. How would you describe your time at Villa? It gave me exposure. I think if I did remained in the village, I could not be exposed, yeah, as I was exposed by Villa. Yeah. Because even my first league game, I played for Villa. Yes. And that one gave me morale. Once a Jogo, always a Jogo, they say. And of course, Sports Club Villa wasn't your only club. It was the beginning of so many clubs you played for. From Sports Club Villa, you crossed straight to Bunamwaya. That should have been 2011, 2010. About what lured you to Bunamwaya and how was your time there? Even in Bunamwaya, I can say that it was a familiar place. Yes. Because I went through St. Mary's Chitende. Yes. So whoever was there, the coaches were the same. So I was like, I'm shifting from Villa to Bunamwaya. It was still a home over those ends. Yes. So I was, I felt at home still. Yeah. All right. During your time in Bunamwaya, of course, that's when people started now really recognizing you as a very fantastic left back. At that time, you were a bit skinny, though. If you can see some of the pictures, you would not believe you're Godfrey Walusimbi now. I know you've put on a bit of gym and everything, but at that time it was a bit different. When you left Bunamwaya, that's when your professional career started. You joined Don Bosco in DR Congo, and at that time, actually, you had Patrick Ochan in TP Mazembe. You had Sulaiman Mutiaba, also called Mike. He was also there. Tell us about your time as a professional then, and how was it at Don Bosco? By the way, being a professional player, it is not something easy. It takes a lot of responsibility, I can say, and effort. So me coming from Namwaya, then I joined. I can say that maybe it was an opportunity, but should I say I landed in Arongo country, maybe.
At a very young age.
At a very young age, knowing nothing by then, how to be at professional, because I'd not gone anywhere before.
Yeah.
So going to Congo, it was I got a nice contract, but what I was expecting, it's not what I saw, because I went there for the competition on the pitch. Yes. I was ready because by then I was a national team player. Yeah. I knew what it could take. Yeah. One to survive somewhere if it needs performance.
Yes.
But lifestyle
was a different thing.
It was a different thing.
Let me just help you break it down. Some of the things that we hear, I mean, for people out there who are watching Pitchside and need to know, is that the meals change. It's different meals down there, and you'll highlight on that. And the way of life also changes. How did that affect you?
When you go to profession, yes, it depends on your management, how they go, whatever, do the negotiations, yes, with the club. Are they going? Is it you to look for yourself accommodation, or the club is going to provide everything? Yeah. So for me, when I went there, they were supposed to provide for me accommodation, air tickets. You know, for the first, maybe let me call it the first month, I was at the hotel. Yes. So I was like, I'm not gonna live in this situation of staying at the hotel. I need apartment. Yes. So the apartment I was taken in, I cannot even call it an apartment.
It was a dormitory.
A dormitory. Sometimes a dormitory is good, my man.
It was worse than that.
It was worse than that.
Yeah.
So to a professional player who is in a foreign country, when you are not, I should not say that living a good life, because we soccer players, we are not entitled to freedom, you know, when you are still active. Yes, you have to go with every situation, but the situation has to be favoring you to perform. Yeah. But the situation wasn't favoring me, because the house itself, it had no water. Yes. So how are you going to use the toilet? How are you going to feed? Those people whatever they do, meals which we don't do here. Yeah. Eating monkeys, rats, pussycats, such stuffs. So when you go to the hotel, just there they are going to tell you, this is monkey meat, this is dog, what. So what are you going to eat? It was difficult. It was really difficult. I can say that I failed. The conditions were not favoring. Maybe if I'd gone there when I've had maybe a certain plow before, yes, maybe I could have